Hello everyone, welcome back to Lovely Lavender Wishes. It's Renee and I hope you're having a blessed day today. So today we are going to be starting on a new junk journal. It's going to be an envelope journal. I am going a totally different direction from my winter journal. This one's going to be nature themed, so I went and grabbed a lot of like my nature, nature themed papers and ephemera and stuff like that. And this one is going to have a lot of pockets and flips and such like that. So let's get started. So I watched a video series by Tanya Samuels. And so I'm taking some of her ideas, some of her base ideas, and then I'm going to take that and make it my own, like I always do. So I'm going to veer off on a few things that she does and add a few of my own little, my own taste to it. So, but yeah, I did get this idea from Tanya Samuels, so check out her YouTube video. So she started with an envelope, and I really like this idea, so that's one of the ideas that I'm taking. So now there are two different kinds of envelopes. This is 9 by 12. These are clasp envelopes. So if this is a 9 by 12, I'm assuming this is like maybe a 10 by 13 perhaps. So I'm gonna go with the bigger envelope. No rhyme or reason, I just figure I'm gonna go a little bigger on this. So I wanted to show you the two different kinds. And you only really need right now one envelope. So, and hopefully I will get this right. I watched her YouTube and now I'm gonna try to go with it. Okay, so you're going to fold so you have the flap on this side. You're gonna fold the envelope in half to the line of where this flap, goes. And I'm gonna grab where is my bone folder? Right here. So I'm gonna fold it that way. So there it is, it's in half. Very carefully, I'm going to try to take this clasp off. So there's like little, I probably should have done this first. So I'm gonna go in here and try to pull these little prongs up, which they are not coming up, y'all. Let's see if I can maybe just so hopefully you're all having a very blessed day today. I am excited to get started on a new journal. Oh, come on, very carefully. There we go. And I'm just gonna glue that little piece down again. Yep, we're running out of glue here. I'll toss that one. Okay, so we've got it folded. Okay, and then from each side, I'm gonna go 1 inch from the crease. So I am going to, here's the crease in the middle, here's 1 inch. So I'm gonna mark it here and then 1 inch on this side. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. So that way I'm gonna have a 2 inch spine in the middle. So here's 1 inch, 1 inch. Let me make sure. I'm not the best with measuring, y'all. Okay, and so I have a little teeny tiny, whatever they scoreboards. If you have a big one, that helps, especially when you have such a big envelope. But I'm just gonna use this to score. And then I'm gonna flip it, and then hopefully these lines will match up, yay. Okay. And I'm going to that in and fold this in from that line. Okay, and then I'll do it this way as well. Okay. So these are good and folded. Okay. So here is your spine right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, we took the clasp off. Okay, I'm going to shave off this end because I want 2 pockets on each side. So I'm going to literally just, where's my scissors? I am going to cut just a little sliver off the end. See, just barely, just so I can open this up for a pocket. See, just about that much off the edge. And look at that, now I got a pocket on this side, and I have a pocket on this side. Woohoo! We're getting there, y'all, we're getting there. Okay. Now, let's see, what do I gotta do? Okay, I want this. This is gonna be a little too long. So I am going to measure it. Why don't we make it maybe 7.5 or 8? Let's do 7.5. So I'm gonna do 7.5 inches tall. You don't have to do it. You can do it however length you want tall, but I'm gonna go about 7.5. And I'm just doing this line like this so I can line up my ruler, make sure I'm going the whole right way. And now I'm just going to cut this off. And we'll save this bottom part just in case we need it for something. I always save everything until I'm totally done with my journal, because you never know when you can use it. Okay, so this should be able to flip up. Yay! Okay. Okay, and this part, see, this was a little weird, a little wonky on this. So we are going to get this straight eventually. We're gonna put something there to get it straight. Let me see if the other, yeah, no, they're all a little, they all kind of go in like that. Okay. So let's see here. What do we need? This is going to be, yes, okay. So down here, so you're gonna have the flap up here. Is that correct? Yes, you're gonna have the flap up there. And so down here, I want to line this middle part with like a piece of chipboard to kind of strengthen this middle part. And you want it to be, you know, you want this to be able to fold. So you want to make sure that this is not jammed into this fold. So I'm going to measure it. It's going to go right about there. And then I want to make sure this part can fold. So it's going to go right about there. So let me grab my, I don't know if this will cut through this. We'll see. This is getting pretty old. Oh, cut through real well. Okay. So I'm going to cut across there and cut across there. So hopefully, if you guys all want to craft along with me on this, you can make your own little envelope journal. Make it whatever theme you want. Like I said, mine's going to be like a nature themed. I have to get away from the winter now. And I need, let's do this glue. I'm going to do nature themed. So let's get this started. So this is just a lightweight piece of chipboard. You can use, you know, the backing of, I got to get this going. You can use the backing of, you know, one of your, I don't know, anything that you get any of your craft items. Usually the backings always have this lightweight chipboard or cardboard piece or what have you, or you can use cereal boxes or cracker boxes or whatever you have. I save these, so anytime I have packaging and there's chipboard or backing from, you know, like my stickers or whatever, I save all that because you can use it all for this kind of stuff. So I'm just putting like a thin coat of tacky glue. All right, what kind of glue is this? Yeah, original Aleene's tacky glue. I'll let that right here, and we're gonna stick this in. You get that? Okay, now you can use masking tape, or I have this. It's just, I just grabbed this. I lost my masking tape. It's somewhere in this room, and it's hiding from me. I've been looking for it. Let me see. Is it over here? No. Well, you can use masking tape, or you can use any of, like, this is from my son's medical drawer, and this is like really it's kind of like it's like a medical tape that they use to seal wounds with and what have you, but it's like this flexible, but it's really hard to tear. So I'm gonna use that. This will give this extra strength too on these edges, you know, where this will be bending a lot. So you can reinforce your edges. You can even use washi tape if you want, masking tape, this material, whatever. But I am just going to reinforce this part with this medical tape. I didn't really do that very straight, but it doesn't matter. You're not gonna see it. Come on, we can cut. We can cut. And so this will bend. Let's see. Yes, okay. So this is gonna be our spine. This is gonna give us the strength for our spine. Okay, so now we got that done. Okay, then we're gonna line up the inside, we're gonna line all the inside flaps with some paper. So I just had this, I'm just gonna grab this because this is a nature journal. It's gonna be like browns and greens and a little bit of light blues. I had a couple of these, you have this side, but I'm gonna use this side. I had a couple of these pages of really pretty green. So I am now going to line all 4 inside of these flaps with this paper. So I'm going to try to line this up, measure it all. And again, you don't want it to jam into the where you're going to be bending. So you want to make sure that, where's my cutter? That they'll fit in there and not jam up into those corners. So we'll see how it goes here. So here I'm just measuring. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect measurements, just as long as, okay. And this I'm gonna do with my glue stick because eventually we're gonna sew it all in. Now again, if you don't have a sewing machine, don't worry, you don't have to sew. I just love my little sewing machine, and I literally mentioned this morning to my husband, I'm like, who ever thought in a million years that I would be so excited to be working on a sewing machine? I never thought I would. Like, I was always like, I am never gonna sew, and now I do. But I don't sew clothes, I sew crafts. So yeah, it's very exciting. Like, I love my little sewing machine. So it's just a little mini one that I got from Amazon. At the time, it was like $50. Now I looked again, and it looks like they're a lot more expensive. Pretty. But yeah, but you can find some inexpensive craft sewing machines for, like I said, pretty inexpensively, probably for under $100. I've seen a couple for like 80. Okay, let's go there and there. Or wait, you know what? I think this one I want to cover that too. So hang on, forget that. I want to cover that flap, so I'm going to work on this one down here. So let's see. Right about there. Right about there. Let's just put this one all the way across. And then we'll save these little pieces for something else that we could use in our journal. But if you don't have a sewing machine, you can just glue this down. Just make sure you got good glue and that you're getting it all the way to the edge. Here, I am not going all the way to the edge. I'm just kind of gluing it down because I know I'm going to be sewing it all down. So it'll all be in there pretty snugly once we're done. I am gonna glue this little corner down though. And this little corner down. And this corner down. Come on. What, did I not get any of the corners? Okay. So here I could already see it's a problem. I'm gonna have to cut this down a tad. Make sure you can bend it. There we go. Okay. Now this one, we want to go all the way to the edge. So let's see, I'm gonna cut it. Right here. Oh, this one's a little harder to. Right there. A little too far there. Okay. So this will probably be maybe a 5 or 6 part series, maybe a little longer. This is going to show you how to get all this together, and then we got to fill it with all our ephemera pieces and our little decorative pieces and what have you. But this is the first part, just getting the main bottom down. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this down like this. This will make it easier for this side. Come on. At a bad angle here. Come on. It's incredible all the stuff you can do with paper and all the little crafts you can make, and it just blows my mind, the creativity of people that they do with paper, and it's all the origami stuff and just really cool things that you can do. Okay, and this one, I think we're gonna try to, okay. I might have to piece some of this together, do a strip here and a strip here. It's gonna be on the inside, so it's not going to really matter. Let me cut this. Okay, we're gonna glue this piece here. this is gonna be the inside of a pocket, so you're not even going to see this unless you open the pocket all the way up. But I just want to have this line. This will help make this part sturdy as well. Okay. And then I want this part to line up with that line right about there. So it's gonna go, again, I'm just piecing this together. If it's not perfect, it'll be fine. This is all gonna be on the inside. When we work on the outside, we'll want that to be a little bit more straight instead. A little bit more exact, I guess the word would be. Okay, where was the edge here? Oops, I put some glue on that. I don't need glue there. Okay, so now let's see if this will all close really well. Oh, there's a little piece here that's getting caught, so we are going to trim this part down. Ooh, come on. And this part. There we go. Okay, for some reason, this corner does not want to stay glued down. Okay, let's try this again. Fold over. Okay, that folds real nicely. Fold that. And then we're gonna make sure this folds nicely. That folds well. And then we're gonna make sure this one folds nicely. And so far, so good. Now I see a couple little pieces here sticking out. We're gonna cut those off. So this is the time that just make sure everything folds very nicely. Nothing's getting caught. You can check your edges. Make sure nothing's sticking out. If it is, just trim it down. Real easy, like so. Check all the sides. And there we go so far. And I might have to okay, no. There'll be paper over that. Okay, so here we go so far. Yay. And I might round that out. We'll see when we get to that point to make it all even here. Okay, so we've got that so far. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so now I'm going to ink the edges of this whole thing. Let me put the cap on this so it doesn't dry out. So I'm going to grab, let's see, my walnut stain. And I'm going to go around and ink the edges just in case any of these are showing. And we'll be inking as we go throughout the whole thing. But we want to give it that distress look. We don't want people to know it's an envelope, because it's not an envelope anymore. We are transforming this envelope into a journal. And it's gonna look so cool when we're done. I'm so excited. And again, a lot of this will be covered up, but just in case any parts are showing, it's going to be all inked up. Missing any parts? Go on inside here. And now actually I am just going to go like this. And again, most of this will be covered up, but in case any parts of it are showing, look at that. It's already not even looking like an envelope, y'all. It's already looking rustic. And so this is how you can rough up your papers really quickly. You can do this with any page, any kind of paper. Look at that. Already, it's looking so cool. Love that. Easy peasy. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Now, pick pages for the 2 panels. Okay, so this is going to be the front cover. This is going to be the back. So I was looking through some of my, I've got some Tim Holtz paper. Let's see. I'll show y'all what I have that I was grabbing. So I was just printing out some of my nature pages and envelopes and what have you. I think this was a freebie by Artie Mays. So I just went through all my folders and started, I think this was a freebie from, oh, here's an this one was from Artie Mays. Some of these were from TLC. Gosh, I don't know. See, November freebie from Caroline's Craft Tree. So I just went through and just printed out a variety of papers, and some of them were whole sheets. I'm trying to, where did my whole sheets? Oh, right here. Right here. So I was printing out any freebie page that I had, or, you know, journal page that I had. This was an Artie Mays, I think. These were from the Digital Collage Club that I'm a member of. So they have a lot of like variety of different kinds of pages. So I figured this might be good for a page or whatever. So I just printed out a variety. This was another one. This was a freebie from someplace. So again, and then I have, let's see, I grabbed a couple of my paper pads. So I have Tim Holtz Wallflower paper, and this is a lot of nature pages that I've been using off and on. So we'll be using those in here. And then I have, that one's getting really used up. And then I have the Great Rock Island route. And there's a few nature pages like this one, and some just old vintagey type pages in here that I might use. So I grabbed this pad of paper. So I'm gonna try to stick with just this, what I have. That way it'll keep the journal cohesive. And I found some of these sheets, and it had these nature pictures already die cut out of them, and a couple of these vintagey envelopes. So I figured that would work well. So I grabbed those. And then finally, this is going to be all like my background sheets. It's this handmade paper with different kinds of threads in them. And I thought this would be I really love this green, because it's going to go with, again, like the green of this paper I just put in here, and just all the nature colors. So this will be like all the background sheets, because I had a few of these. So I'm like, well, I might as well use them all up. So I grabbed these. So that'll keep the journal cohesive as well. But anyway, so I printed this out on just some heavier cardstock. And what I'm going to do is first cut this out, and then we're going to measure it down. This will be on my covers, the front and back covers. I just really like the colors in this. It's the browns, the pinks, it's got the flowers, and that's kind of the colors that I'm going to stick with in this journal. And hopefully, I didn't even measure, hopefully it'll be enough to fit, yes. To fit on front and back. Okay. Woohoo! It fit. It's a miracle. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, so I have this paper. Okay, so that's gonna be next. Okay, well, now what we gotta do is the spine. I've got some stuff on my scissors here. Okay, let me move all this. Okay, so now I need to pick fabric for my spine, because I want the spine. So let me think here. Here's the front, here's the back. So you want this pocket to be in the back. I mean, you don't have to, but this is the way I'm gonna do it, is have this pocket in the back. So this is going to be the spine. Okay, so I grabbed a variety of Nature. I had these little squares, and then I had this, which I thought was really pretty. This is from some kind of runner or table runner or something, and I really love this. So like I said, these are the colors I'm gonna be sticking with throughout. And look at how pretty that will look against this paper. The pinks and the browns. I think it's gonna look really, really pretty. It doesn't look pretty right now because it's a big old mess, but we'll get it to look pretty. Okay, and then this is just some, I keep snagging my finger. This is just some muslin, or I don't know what this is. This is just some, like a piece of a skirt that I had that I'm gonna use just as my background piece, but I'm trying to see if I have enough. Yeah, right here in between these folds, I have enough. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this is my fabric scissors, or I call it my fabric scissors. It's the one that I only use for fabric. So I'm gonna cut. This is just gonna be the background that I am going to put my good fabric on. This is just for like a base piece. Now you want it, let's see if I did it right. And that's barely getting me. I think I want it more than that. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go see if I can grab more of this. I'll be right back. Let me see if I can grab some more. Okay, y'all. Okay, I got my big old bin here of fabric. So let me pull some of this out. And I thought I had some more of that muslin or the tan. Maybe I don't. Maybe that's all I had. Oh no, y'all. Oh goodness. I really thought I had some. Well, I do have this. I wonder if I can get a big strip out of this. Let me see. We'll use what we got. I really thought I had some of that. I guess not. I guess that was it. That was the end of that. Okay. This should work. Oh yeah, this will work. Okay, let's do that. And it's already almost cut for me, so. Okay, so you want about, I would say about 1.5 inches at the top, or at least 1 inch, and 1 inch at the bottom. I should have measured that out earlier, but, because you want to be able to fold it over. So I'm gonna cut it right about there. So that gives me, you can see where this is right here. So that gives me 1 inch right there, at least 1 inch. Okay, and then you want it to, I'm gonna cut this piece off right here, because this is gonna give me a ridge, and I don't want a ridge there, so I'm gonna toss that. Okay, so now you want it to go probably about 1/2 inch from each side. And then I'm gonna cut this part off too, because it's got a little ridge there, and I don't want that, because it might just cause, you know, buckles or whatever. Okay, so that'll work. So this was like a little Christmassy little table placemat or something. Well, it'll come to good use for this. Okay, let me move all this, y'all, because this is in my way now. Whoa. Okay, oh, we're situated. So let me make sure now. I got about an inch up here. Okay, I'm gonna cut this a little bit more here, make this even. Don't need that. And you don't want too much, but so you can see here, here's my spine right here. You want, it's about a 1/2 inch on both sides, and then here's the top, here's the bottom. You have about an inch right there. Okay, and I'm just going to, again, make this a little bit straighter, just because my OCD's kicking in. Okay, so this is what you're going to work with. And now you're going to take your fabric pieces, and for these thin pieces, you can just cut a strip in it and then tear it. That way you'll get that little frayed look on the edges, which I love. And then I'm gonna just tear some of these little pieces off like this. And do the same here. So cool. And let's see. Oh, that one might not work so well. We'll just tear it like this. We need it about that long. Okay, we got that one. And let's do, so right now I'm just cutting the strips, and then we'll figure out how we want to put them on here. Let's see. Love that. I love that sound. It's great when you're working with material, but if you have a pair of pants on and you sit or you bend and you hear that sound, it's not so great, right, y'all? That's happened to me a couple times, especially with some old pairs of jeans where I bend down and in the knee, you hear that sound. It's like, no, like those are my favorite pair of jeans. Oh, the problems, y'all. Let's see. Okay, so this has some of these flowers in it. So yeah, I think I want to keep that red, at least a little bit of it. Let's see if this will tear. I'm not sure if it will. Oh, no, it's going to tear that way. Okie dokie. Well, we'll continue tearing it that way. We want it to go this way. Let's see. Okay. I'll take that the edge off there. Let's see, will that be? Yep. Okay. I'm just evening it out. Same with here. There's so much I want to add onto this spine, and we're not going to be able to because, I mean, it's only so wide or so long. We can't add all this, so we're going to have to kind of play around with this. I also like, let's see. I really just like this part too. Oh, that's got a hole right there. Let's see. I like that brown part right there. Again, we're going to even this out a little, just a tad. And I think I want more of that color. Okay, so all this. Okay, so now what you're going to do is once you have your strips, you need to figure out like how you want it to look on your spine. So maybe, now remember, some of this is going to be folded over the top too, so only like a little portion of that will show. So See y'all? This is what I mean by like there's so much I want to add. And there's only so much spine. Okay, so this will be folded down here, here. Maybe just that. I don't know. Do we want any of this dark in there? Or we might have to save this for something else. Well, let's see. So this will be, yeah, maybe we'll just leave that out and keep those colors. That'll look pretty. Okay, so these we'll use for something else. This we'll use for something else, okay. So now, oh, my seat is falling down. Okay, so now you're gonna take this and let's see. I'm just gonna use some of this tacky glue, if it'll come out. Come on. Maybe not. It's too much of work, too much work. Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm trying to go quickly, that's my problem, and I don't need to go so fast. Y'all could just fast forward if it's boring. Okay, so I'm just gluing this on. I actually like that frayed a bit, so I'm gonna put this underneath it. It's going to get sewn on too, so this glue is just to hold it while we're or do I like it like that? With the red. I'm just working my way down. And then we're gonna put that there. Pretty. Okay. And the next thing I'm gonna do now is take my fabric scissors and I'm just going to trim this down. Come on, we can do it. I'm gonna leave a little bit hanging off the top and, well, I didn't leave any hanging off the bottom, but that'll be good. Okay, so here is the spine. Okay, so now the next thing, so what I'm gonna do off camera, so I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do, and then in our next video, I'll show you how it turned out. So this is going to be the spine. Let me, like this. So I'll fold over like this and like this. See, so I'm gonna glue it on like that. But first, before I glue it on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew across all of these. And actually, I think I might want this to come up a little bit more. Really can't can't because I don't have any extra. Okay, so I'm going to sew across all these, and then I'm going to come back and glue this to the spine like this. Okay, fold it over like that. And then I'm going to measure these and glue these on for the front and back covers. And then the final thing I'm going to do, which I'll do off camera as well, is I'm going to sew along this part on the whole thing. So then I will have, this will all be sewed, and I'll have pockets on both sides. So you don't want to sew across your pockets, across this part, because then you'll sew your pockets shut, right? So you want to keep those parts open. So you just want to sew the outside and along your spine part, if that makes sense. So there we go. There's our first part of our journal. So this will be the base of our journal. It's exciting. It's getting there. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna sew zigzag stitch across these, glue this on, then glue the pages on, and then sew around the whole thing to fasten the whole thing. And in the next video, I'll show you that, and then we'll move on to the next part. So for those of you who are crafting along, there you go. So it actually is pretty easy, and it goes pretty fast, and already we've got our base down. And then from there, we'll add more. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye, y'all.